What are you cooking, Anna?
I am making these herbed crispy chickpeas rice.
They smell so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never done it with chickpeas before. Only like cannellini beans, white beans.
Yeah.
So hopefully these are just as good.
Cool. Sounds really good. We've had so many people help us in the past month in a bunch of different ways. And one of them is my family's come over so much. Anna, my other sister, my mom, Brianna's mom, and then some friends have helped watch the kids, and that's been super helpful. Another way that Anna's actually helping, and my brothers too on different projects are helping run business stuff, which is awesome. And Anna and I, Anna's my little sister, by the way. Did I say you're my sister? Yeah, I did. Anna and I, last year, we did our Fermenting Foundations course, and it was a massive success. And a ton of people honestly learned how to ferment from it. So we're going to launch that again in about 3 weeks. So you can keep your ears open for that. Today, we just wanted to actually address something really interesting. And I'll show you that right now. And that is, I have it in the fridge here.
Yeah.
And I filmed this the other day and I had no audio on it, but I'm actually glad that I have no audio on it because now we can do it together because we made this together.
Woo.
So this is sauerkraut that is a full year old. The date's on the lid, and interestingly, this actually had a lid on it, which I learned something from that. The date is 8/13/2020, and what's today? 8/19/2021, and here's the sauerkraut. Now, the two questions I want to address today about fermenting are, how long do fermented foods keep? And where do you store fermented foods? And they're perfectly paired. We really focus on this a lot in our course, but I just think this is a great example because even though this isn't perfect, well, let's just taste it. I'm not going to say what it is first.
Let's see.
We're going to taste it first. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Proofs in the...
Yeah, I want to hear your perspective on the flavor before I judge it.
It's nice and crunchy.
It is crunchy.
It's kind of sour. It's a little sour.
It is sour.
Like sour, not just tangy. Well, I would say it's probably fully fermented, like as fermented as it could be. Where was this sitting for the whole past year?
So this sauerkraut was sitting in the basement of my barn. I didn't tell you that before.
Till when?
Just 2 days ago.
What? Well, I say it tastes pretty darn good.
Okay, so what Anna's referring to is basically the ideal storage for fermented foods. And if you take fermented foods that have acidified, what happens? Take a bunch of vegetables, you put them in salt, and this amazing process happens where the bacteria that are already on the food make all this acid and actually preserve the food. But what Anna's referring to is like the ideal storage temperature is refrigeration temperatures. And if you take a fermented or acidified food and you put it in the fridge, it'll last a long, long time and degrade very, very little. But this I actually kept in completely non-ideal conditions, which, for the record, I honestly think non-ideal conditions are where people traditionally actually kept their fermented foods because they didn't have temperature control, and their root cellars were probably, honestly, on average about 60 degrees, even if they had some cooling from the winter. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, I will tell you, on the top, I showed this in my other video, which I might cut in here. It was brown on the top because the brine had dropped down.
Yeah, I believe it.
Have you ever eaten fermented foods a year old? that were not kept in the fridge?
Not that were not kept in the fridge. I've had them several months. Oh no, well besides the hot sauce.
The hot sauce,
The hot sauce, it's still sitting on my shelf in my kitchen a year later, and it's great.
It's crazy to me that through just the work of our hands and some salt, we took cabbages that grew in my garden a year ago.
And we're eating them now.
And they're right there in that jar and they're fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. I definitely have stuff in my fridge from making some big batches together a year ago that just kind of in the back of the fridge, as out of the way as they can be, and they're still great.
Yeah. This is the first time I've tried fermented foods a year old that were not kept in the fridge. So the temperature range that this experienced probably was close to freezing in that barn space. It's not sealed down there, so it gets very, very cold in there in the winter. And probably up to about 70 degrees, or maybe 80 on the hottest days. It stays pretty cool down there, but it's not like a proper root cellar. And a proper root cellar isn't even cold enough for this long-term storage of fermented foods. So I know a lot of folks who watch our channel asked us. So we're making this video because we want to talk about our fermenting course. We're excited about it and want to make sure everyone gets in on it who can, but also because a lot of people are interested in fermenting as a preservation method that doesn't involve a bunch of equipment, and that they can do at home in a very simple way. And in the course, we really fleshed this out a lot, but kind of what we landed on is fermenting isn't for your 30-year disaster, emergency food. But it's really what people used in the past to span through the winter to their next harvest.
And to also capture like some of that like fresh-ish flavor and texture from veggies in the summer and bring that into the winter.
Absolutely. I mean, if you didn't have the grocery store to turn to, you would be so thankful for this in January, February, March. I mean, any month of the year in the winter. You'd be so thankful for this to pair along with other foods when you don't have fresh food from the garden. Even though our garden is the disaster this year, this worked. We spanned all the way through to where we have fresh cabbage. And honestly, beyond, I'm gonna eat all of that.
Yeah.
Do you want to try? Let's try this hot sauce. Do you have any thoughts on what you want to ferment this fall that you've never fermented before? Any ideas? We've fermented a bunch of different things, so it's kind of like things. We may be really pushing the boundaries.
I kind of have my favorites now. I've got a bunch of jalapenos that I grew that I'm gonna do in slices.
Okay, so you guys, we're gonna try this hot sauce we made. Anna, how do we make this hot sauce?
This is just blended salt and peppers. Maybe a little water. No, I don't remember the exact recipe.
Wow.
And then really lots of thyme. It is really hot. It's like half habaneros and half orange bell peppers to keep the flavor, the color. But those are really hot peppers. Something
I love about this hot sauce though, and that's actually was a surprise to me the first time I made hot sauce. Even though it's like kind of burning my brain, the lower portion of my brain a little, I'm feeling the burn right there. This is nowhere near as hot as that raw mash. When we took the peppers and we chopped them and we blended them, this is mellowed. And I don't actually even understand how it's mellowed. I think it's all the enzymes and stuff like breaking down all the pepper components that make them spicy. It's really mellow and almost like smoky is almost how I think of that hot sauce.
It's so good.
And it is categorically different. If you like hot sauce, like a fermented hot sauce, it's categorically different from just taking peppers and blending them up and putting them on your food. I mean, this is real hot sauce. It's really a good pepper sauce. And it's very simple to make. And actually many of like the major pepper sauce brands are actually fermented, and that's how you make like a killer pepper sauce. And actually, I had this cool idea. Actually, just right now, if you want to see that a little peek into our course, kind of this sneak peek, and you want to see this recipe right here, and how we actually put together this hot sauce in detail, and kind of get a little glimpse of what the course looks like if you're interested in it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna publish the video from our course where we make this hot sauce on the YouTube channel. So literally all you have to do is like go click my Art and Brie, click videos, it'll be right there in front of you. It's just gonna be published as a regular video just today though. So go check out that video, and it's basically a sneak peek for someone who has no exposure to our course, to see what it looks like. And I actually think it turned out really good. It wasn't a studio kitchen, but it might as well have been. It was this, we really worked hard on it, and we worked hard putting together every single recipe, and we worked hard on making it cohesive. And I think that's probably the biggest pitch, honestly, for like getting a course is this. We spent honestly days like putting the pieces together and said, what should each video include to make this a really cohesive learning experience? So that's my pitch. Check out the hot sauce video. Go watch it right now. You can only see it for a day. Make yourself some hot sauce. Go watch that video and take some notes. Serving the chickpeas.
Yeah.
Have you tried them yet?
Yeah, I did. I'm just gonna give all the kids a little bit, and they can ask for more.
Awesome.
If they like.
It tastes like chicken.
Rice and your carrots that you requested.
Who wants to try the 100-year-old sauerkraut?
It's a year-old, Daddy, not 100. I'll have some. I already tried them.
Oh yeah, you guys showed me that last
Tell me what you think about the 100-year-old sauerkraut.
Did you try the crispy nuts?
How old is it?
A year.
Is that a long time to have food sitting in the barn?
Yeah.
Did you like them?
Vegetables in a jar with no seal?
Yeah.
The chickpeas actually turned out really good.
Wait.
It's a whole different texture than chickpeas.
Wait, why is that deal over there?
Guys, these brownies. I'm just going to tell you something. These brownies. I wish you were here. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I wish you were here to taste these brownies. Because there's a secret ingredient in these brownies. A secret ingredient is in these brownies. And if you ate a brownie, you would not know what it is. What's the secret ingredient?
Black beans.
Black beans. They're vegan brownies. Anna's recipe. And they're incredible.
I mean, there's, depending on what you count as a secret ingredient, there's probably several. Peanut butter, ground flaxseed.
They are amazing. I just ate one and I didn't. I knew it was vegan, but I had no idea it had black beans in it, and I thought this is amazing. Do you know what the secret ingredient is in that?
Don't try it. How many things about
You know? Beans. You got it. Try it. You gonna like it? You guys, who raised you all?
You.
Who raised you? Were you raised in a barn? Pretty much. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. It was a little different video. It was Art and Anna instead of Art and Bree today. Don't forget to go, if you want to learn how to make killer fermented hot sauce, or if you want to just see what our course looks like, check out the other video, and I'll link it above this video and below this video. So
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see you later. So bye-bye.
See ya.